Mozambique biofuel industries are establishing broad-based wealth with modular biofuel units. In a poor third-world country, like Mozambique, I want to introduce you to this promising program by Mozambique Biofuel Industries. Our challenge was, how do you make money in a poor country, like Mozambique, and balance it with basic human needs? And this, in a third-world country that needs your investment. An investment to create more. And more. Not investment that only takes. We all know how easy it is to invest with the intention to take. Mozambique Biofuel Industries want to give. Give a vehicle that will provide broad-based wealth. You need to justify making money, when rural people, in Mozambique, are hungry. An impossible task if you cannot balance the idea of being profitable, and the fact that you need to ensure people have food, people have access to education and real money to afford basic luxuries. And not having to spend all their time collecting solid energy for cooking. We know that Mozambique Biofuel Industries' plan, to create broad-based wealth, is possible with a sound business plan. Okay, let's get started. In order to balance basic needs and the aim to be profitable, Mozambique demands a vehicle. A vehicle that can bring us all where we need to be. A vehicle to create freedom. Free from being dependent. Free from asking for grants, free from collecting wood, free to send our African kids to school. Free to be proud. Do I have to motivate why we Africans and Mozambicans need freedom from being dependent? Let me tell you that more than 38% of us Mozambicans live on $1 a day. And that's if you believe some scientists' calculated value for the water rural Mozambicans drink, the value of a banana they eat, and the value of the wood they burn for fuel. To correct the situation, Mozambique Biofuel Industries will make 25% of its shares available to non-governmental organizations. And I am not even going to justify it. We will just do it. And they will never beg for grants again. Non-governmental organizations can use their profits to reinvest in more biofuel units. Now they have the opportunity to help rural people become commercial farmers. Initially, one modular unit will consume $100,000 of cassava or sugar cane for ethanol. The objective for the non-governmental organizations will be to get the rural people to grow the feedstock. You and I know that biofuels, today, are the obvious vehicle to create broad-based wealth, in a third-world country, like Mozambique. Because you and I know that fuel is a critical need. But we know that biofuel is also a critical want. You may know that biofuel feedstock is relatively simple to establish and can be grown by the rural community. In Mozambique we are recording yields higher than the world norm. And the feedstock is already grown by the rural farmers. Unfortunately, they have no commercial demand for it. Mozambique will utilize less foreign reserves if it's independent from fuel. A lack of simple energy, if you can define energy as simple, is one of the causes for poverty. Please note, I'm not asking you for money or asking you to feel sorry. Because Mozambique Biofuel Industries program is a solution to help create broad-based wealth for Mozambicans and you. Let me get back to the facts. As long as women spend hours gathering wood, a nation will be poor. Very few policy makers know that 2.6 billion people persistently use solid fuel for cooking and boiling. And people will stay poor until policy makers provide alternatives. In Mozambique, 16 million cubic meters of wood is burned every year to satisfy the country's energy needs. This leads to floods, a loss of mangroves and income from prawns. The good news is that the introduction of biofuel gel can stop the uncontrolled deforestation. Our task is to get investors, government and non-governmental organizations to invest in the broad-based wealth opportunity. Not only to be profitable but to keep the political goodwill of the people of Mozambique and population. Why does investors and the Mozambique government support our program? Because Mozambique Biofuel Industries use a modular approach. We scale the agri-techno units to fit Mozambique's lack of infrastructure in the dispersed, poor rural population. And because our modular approach takes the biofuel investments where the rural people are. The modular approach is therefore counterproductive if you apply the Western economy of scale principles. We will sacrifice Western optimization while people are hungry. Even though our objective is to eradicate poverty, investors will buy into a project that can make them wealthy. And we don't have a problem with that. Because the modular model, balance poverty eradication needs with wealth wants. How does You may wonder how the Mozambican government feel about the project. We are fortunate to have one of the ex-ministers of environmental affairs as our partner, Dr. Bernardo Ferraz. He is a well-respected veteran in Mozambique. Today you'll find President Armando Guebuza with Jatropha seeds in his pockets. And no wonder, the premier, Dr. Luisa Diogo, invited Mozambique biofuel industries to her office. And because the Mozambican government believe in our broad-based wealth program, they have allocated 3.5 million hectares of undeveloped land across 7 of the Mozambican provinces to us. Mozambique biofuel industries will utilize the most applicable agricultural products and resources suited to and demanded by the Mozambican situation. Most investors are concerned about investment risks. We do it with insurance, political support, proven technology, our modular approach that allows us to go rural, our selection of biofuel feedstock that thrives in Mozambique, and feedstock that reduces harvest risks, and the time it takes to generate cash. Apart from government support, we will secure all investments through the World Bank. Will investors be able to use biofuels to optimize the money they make? Or will they use biofuels to create broad-based wealth as we propose? Rural people in poor countries like Mozambique depend on people like you and us to use biofuels as a vehicle that will take them from where they are to where they should be. Proud people of the world, I am not necessarily asking you to invest in Mozambique or in our program. I am asking you to invest in biofuels in such a way that you establish broad-based wealth. And do it today. Mozambique biofuel industries do it modularly where the rural people are.